Hey, welcome to Dale's Workshop. I wonder why it is that it seems like every time I come to the shop, I've got to have something to drink. And my choice is coffee. Now, a little story about this cup. This thing has been with me for so many years. I used to backpack a lot. And I was at a thrift store one day and found this cup, and I thought that would be perfect. It's insulated. It's about 10 ounces. It'll hold a lot of coffee, and it did. And it followed me around for many years as we traveled Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama. But we did a lot of hiking together, covered many miles. Oh, Two Crafter, he does that. He has a good beverage in his shop when he's in there. So it's a good thing, having a nice beverage. Some of you have beer, some have Cokes, double cola, and I have coffee. But anyway, let's get into today's restoration. It's going to be about a little Stanley screwdriver. Let me show it to you. Well, this is it. This is the little Stanley. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's right there. It says Stanley with a SW below it, made in the USA. I believe it's Herwood or Harwood right underneath that. You can tell it's pretty bad shape. It's really pitted. The tip here is in bad shape. And it's bent also, so. And this handle, of course, needs a lot of attention. But we're going to give it as much as we can. Yeah. Well, I don't have a dake, and I don't have not a dake like Handy M. Although with some of the things I got from Father's Day, I might just have enough to go out and get one. We'll see. Well, I believe that got it. It's pretty straight. Well, as you can see, I have gotten it apart a little bit here. I couldn't see, I don't know why I couldn't, but I couldn't see that it had a pin there, so I could have taken that pin out without having to push this over the pins. But now the pin is out, but it still doesn't really help me any because I can't get this off, and because of this end I can't get that off. I could split the wood and then re-glue it, but I don't really want to do that. So what I'm going to try to do is clean everything up as much as I can. I'll pull this down as far as I can and clean up on the inside, and then I can scrape this and clean it up. I probably should have consulted with Magdad on this. He does stuff like this really well. Well, I've taken it to the wire wheel, and the 1 and 42 sander. The still got quite a few pits in here. This head's got to be reshaped. This is turning out okay. I think after polishing this will be fine. But I hadn't decided what I'm going to do on the handle yet. I know I'll scrape it, but I guess I'll finish this down as far as I can. I think I'll take as much rust as I can get off of it and kind of shape that a little bit, and then I'll work on the handle. But I think I got a plan now, so let's see how it turns out. Okay, so I've taken the handle over to the 142 sander, and we've we've got this down. I think what I'm going to do with the end here, you see there's going to be a little bit of separation there from previous. When we got it, it was pitted there. See that little hole? I'm going to fill it with epoxy, but it's coming along, I think. Got a little more scraping and maybe some hand sanding to do on the handle. I like what I see so far. Well, I soaked it in oxalic acid, I think that's how you pronounce it, and it did clear it up quite a bit. It's still a little wet right now, and I'm going to let it dry good, then I'll sand it. But it is much lighter than it was. Nice. It was nice and clear when I first started, but now it's a little yellow. So I like it. It kind of worked pretty good, I think. Another thing you might not want to do when you use that oxalic acid, OXALIC, oxalic acid, is after you've soaked it and in the wood, and then you sand it, make sure you wear a mask. That stuff is rough on your nose. So mine's still running. Lesson learned, though. You can probably tell by the looks of this can, I haven't used this one in a while. But this is red mahogany. I thought I would try this on the handle and see how it looked. It may not be red anymore. It's more black than it does red. I think I'll try it on a piece first. That is not red, so we won't be using this. Well, I've decided to use gun stock, so let's see how that looks. That's a little more what I had in mind. I may put another coat on here, let this dry good. And this little crack here, I want to fill that with some epoxy. And this may bring out the grain a little bit, so I may have to sand it again. So let's let her dry, and then we'll come back and check it out. Well, I'll smooth that out a little bit, and I gotta straighten this. This is turning out better than I thought. I used one of these finishing nails to get the pin here, and that worked real well. Okay, so this is where we are. We've scraped this down. I soaked it in the acid, and we got a lot of the stains out of it. We polished it all up. I put a new pin in here, and I know you can't see it right here, but it says Stanley SW. I think that's Sweetheart. Can't tell what the rest of this is. I'm gonna have to study that a little bit closer to see what all it says. But anyway, decided that I'm gonna glue this screwdriver part. There's some pitting down here that kind of deep. I didn't want to have to dig it out, so I think we'll just block it where you can't see it and just put some bluing on this. And I'm about to finish the handle. I'm going to do that in shellac, I think. Got this all polished up, so she's about ready to go. Maybe 2 or 3 more coats, and we'll be done. This is the finish of the little Stanley Sweetheart. I don't know if you can see it or not. The Stanley is right there. Little Sweetheart emblem is right under it, and I haven't been able to make out these two. I think one says Made in USA, but I can't make out the bottom one yet. So if I do, I'll put it over on Instagram. But I think it turned out pretty well. It's really does look nice. I like the color the handle turned out. I went ahead and blued the screwdriver part here, and that turned out real well. I used this perma-blue paste, and really liked how that worked. Oh, you know, here, got this all polished and it looks nice. So hope you enjoyed the video, and I had a lot of fun doing this one. Took it apart, and as much as I could get it. I didn't know how to get it completely apart, but we're happy with it, and we're going to put her up with the rest of them. And I think eventually I want to put a board up so that I can display them, admire my work, I guess. If you would, I'd like to tell you we just went over 400 subscribers. Thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it. I really do enjoy this community, and if it hadn't been for a lot of you, I wouldn't be this far now. And some of you that you want to watch, Big Vic, some of you guys that have put out my channel out there and, you know, gave me a plug or two, and I appreciate it. If you would subscribe, you know how that will help. And click the like button and ring the bell. Leave me a comment. I always like to hear from you. And so I guess for today, that'll be it. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. I got some peening experience on this one. I've never done any peening before. So I put another pin in here, peen that over and smoothed it out. Real nice. And shined and up. So thanks, guys.